holy book of the Christianity. After the Bible, only the Robinson Crusoe of Daniel Defoe is translated in number of the language. First is the Bible was translated in number of the language in the world, and second is the Daniel Defoe's novel, adventurous novel Robinson Crusoe was translated in the number of the languages, and it is the credit goes to the Daniel Defoe's writing, and it is the great contribution of dear friend Daniel Defoe. And his most famous novel is, here we can write down about it, the history of the life of famous Moll Flanders. Moll Flanders is a story of, we can say that, here we can use the words war, W-H-O-R. Gujarati, it was a ban the word in that. You cannot use that word. It was abuse for the woman, and he can put the charges on the. He can also draw it in the court. He also put the charges in the. You can say that police station about that words in Gujarati we can use for the woman. હવે અત્યારે નિયમ બની ગયા છે કે વોર એટલે ગુજરાતીમાં એના માટે વેશ્ય શબ્દ વાપરે, પણ આ શબ્દ હવે તમે કોઈ સ્ત્રી માટે વાપરો તો એ સ્ત્રી તમને કોર્ટમાં ઘસડી શકે છે, અથવા એ સ્ત્રી તમને જેલ પણ પુરાવી શકે. દેટ વોટ વોઝ બેન્ડ બાય ધ ગવર્નમેન્ટ. આ શબ્દ પર પ્રતિબંધ મૂકવામાં આવ્યો. ઇટ વોઝ ઇન્સલ્ટિંગ and it was we can say the evidence of the existence of woman. આ સ્ત્રીના અસ્તિત્વનો નકારવું એના માટે આ શબ્દ ઉપયોગ ગણાય છે, એટલા માટે આના પર પ્રતિબંધ મૂકવામાં આવે. જે રીતે અનટચેબલ જે વર્ડ્સ તમે અનટચેબલ અસ્પૃશ્ય એવા શબ્દો તમે કરી શકો નહીં, એને કાયદાકીય રીતે તમને સજા થઈ શકે. In the same way, Moll Flanders is a very famous, we can say that a war, the life of up and down of a woman. It was we can somehow many demerit in the character, but very sympathetic with the treatment of that character by the Daniel Defoe, that we have to attract toward the character of the Moll Flanders. His moralistic values, even that he liked, and that was gradually he can evoke his, we can say that materials and spiritual redemption. શું કરે છે? મટીરિયલ એટલે ભૌતિક અને સ્પિરિચ્યુઅલ આધ્યાત્મિક રિડમ્પશન એટલે એને મોક્ષ અપાવે છે. હિયર ઇટ ઇઝ કોલ્ડ ધ પિકારેસ્ક્યુ નોવેલ. પિકારો એટલે રખડતો યુવાન, અને એના એક્સપિરિયન્સ ઓફ ધેટ વી સ્ટડીડ અબાઉટ પિકારેસ્ક્યુ નોવેલ ઇન ધ જોસેફ એન્ડ્રુ. ઓકે ફ્રેન્ડ્સ, and then he wrote the political writing, political pamphlets, and he also he mostly his contribution in the as a writer in the field of political writing. Those are the I have to mention that those are. And second one is the fiction writing, and here we novelist remember their two most famous novel. Yes, Robinson Crusoe. The second one is Moll Flanders. Okay, and the Rexona is also the story of a woman's life. And he was also, remember, in the English field of English literature, there was one of the periodical essay, Joseph Addison. You have to study in the, I think the semester 2 or 1, Joseph Addison and Richard Steele, very good. Joseph Addison and Richard Steele, they are Spectator. And these are the, we can say the even Oliver Goldsmith, Dr. Samuel Johnson, they are the periodical essay. Periodical essays means in the newspaper થોડા સમયે અઠવાડિયે, weekly, half quarterly, monthly, 3 monthly, 6 monthly, half yearly and yearly. એ સમયગાળા એને શું કહેવાય? periodical essay. And Daniel Defoe also started the periodicals, and their name is The Review in 1704. 1707. That was started by the Daniel Defoe, The Review, and then later on we can say that there are a number of the other writers, and he contributed in the field of English literature. Just we can get the dear friend the glass of the whole of his and real life, and we can here also say that about that, whatever that. The Daniel Defoe's contribution in the field of English literature is very significant, because you know about that beginner has only faced the number of the difficulty. The path maker faced the number of the problems and hindrance obstacles DFL. રસ્તો બનાવનારને શરૂઆત કરનારને બહુ મુશ્કેલીઓ, ઢાળ ચઢાવ ઉતારને મુશ્કેલીઓ બધું આવે છે. And here he is the real beginner of the novel. That's why his contribution is very significant. He rendered great service to English novel. He did render, we can use a simple word, great service to the English novels, because he can start to write down, then other writer polish and develop the style, and gradually the novel was rise and up in the peak of the time up to today. He introduced realism and morality in the novel. He introduced realism and morality in the most fascinating or attractive way for adventure. He can explain the adventure. He can pack up the adventure in the most fascinating way. Just we have to pack the gift and with the wrapper in an attractive way. To the development of novel of the you can say Defoe's contribution in the development of the novel is priceless, amulya, unique. Priceless or amulya, unique. We can say that we can get the glass of the whole of the novel, whole of the Daniel Defoe, original name Daniel Foy. He can add the D and become the Daniel Defoe. Then his life was 1659 or 1660. There was no fixed birth date or birthplace was uncertain, are not certain. Then speciality, English writer, novelist, trader, you can say that political pamphleter, spy, and we can say that journalist. But here we can use the periodical essayist. He belongs to Aesop or neoclassical age, or we can say the Augustan age. His major work, Mollfender, April 1790, the history of the life of the famous Mollfender. So Robinson Crusoe 1790 April and Mollfender 1722. Adventure of Mr. Duncan Campbell 1700. New Worlds Round the World, Rexona, the Complete English Tradesman. These are his other works. His life, he discussed about his birthplace and date was uncertain. His father was James Foy and Annie. He educated in church. He married with Mary Fablin, who had the 8 children. And he, due to his life, he was up and down, lot of up and down. He was imprisoned a number of times, and due to the debaters or character, he hid himself, and he died to hide himself from this character. And he can use 198 pen names during his life for to save himself for the character and as a spy. His contribution is great. We can say that a priceless in the field of novel. He was a beginner of that novel. And his famous novel is Mollfender. Here he can characterize the life of the person on the Iceland. He passed 80 years, and he was we can say that in the episodic narrative. His other famous novel is Mollfender, and that was the picaresque novels. And it is a picaresque novels. And in this ways, we can say that as short, but at the end, we can say about that Daniel Defoe is the most significant writer who contribute a lot in the development of the novels. Thank you, friends.